Hey guys, what's going on? Jeff here from Films at Home, and today we're going to see if the sequel to The Shining can live up to the 4K greatness of the original. Hey everyone, thanks for coming back to the channel. I appreciate you watching this review. Today we've got a really exciting one. We're going to take a look at a title from Warner Brothers. We've got Dr. Sleep on 4K. Now, this is the sequel to The Shining, more to the movie The Shining than the book. If you read the book The Shining, you know it's obviously very different from the movie. But I've read both books, Dr. Sleep and The Shining, and obviously I love The Shining movie. Did a great 4K review on that excellent transfer a few months back. And so I didn't see this in theaters. I was very excited to check this one out in 4K today. And I want to let you know my thoughts all about the video and audio quality and a little bit about the movie itself as well, including packaging and special features. Now, if you like this sort of stuff, Blu-ray, 4K reviews, home theater, definitely subscribe to the channel. We just passed 26,000. That's incredible. Our goal is to hit 50K by the end of the year. I think we can do that and get past it. So if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time. There's going to be tons of content in 2020, so sign up now. Make sure you like this video, share it with others, and always let me know your comments on Dr. Sleep. It's always cool to hear what others think about these movies. Now, jumping right into the visuals, this is an excellent 4K transfer. It is, according to all sources, a 4K digital intermediate, so we are getting a real 4K image, a true 4K, no upscale, and it was shot at actually 6.5K, which is a fairly high resolution. A lot of movies are shot at 5.4K, 4K. Most of them are even shot down at like 2.8, 3.4, lower than 4K. And so this was shot at 6.5K. What that means is that, yeah, we are actually downscaling from the camera source, but we're getting a ton of great detail here in the 4K transfer because they were able to do a true 4K digital intermediate, just like they did with The Shining, but that was on 35 millimeter, obviously. So this was digitally shot, which is really nice, and it is super crisp and clean. You can tell that, it clearly was shot at a very high resolution. Everything is very clean lines all the way through. Like, it just has really, really clean, sharp lines. And that's something that is, standard with a digitally shot movie. You're not going to get that so much on film, but the movie is super clean. Now, for HDR, the cool thing is we have the HDR10 standard, but this disc also has HDR10 Plus as well as Dolby Vision, which is really nice by Warner Brothers. They've been doing this recently with most of their 4K releases. They're including both HDR10 Plus and Dolby Vision. In some past videos I've talked about this. If you have a Samsung TV, you've got HDR10 Plus. If you have an LG TV or maybe a Vizio TV, you have Dolby Vision. Now some Vizio TVs are doing both, but it's still kind of a weird format war out there with HDR. And so Warner Brothers gives you the option, no matter what you're watching this on, you'll be able to get that premium HDR format, which I really appreciate them doing. Now, the HDR on this is not overwhelmingly great, I would say. You're not going to notice the biggest upgrade from the Blu-ray to the 4K and HDR, and that's unusual. Most times you'll really notice a huge upgrade in the HDR and not so much in the resolution. But in this case, I think the added detail that the 4K gives you based on that 6.5K source is really what sells me on the 4K disc. The HDR is pretty subtle. It is very good in darker scenes. I always talk about how good it is with black levels and gray uniformity, and how, blacks and grays always look great with HDR, and so that's no exception here. There are a lot of darker scenes, darker moments, and the HDR certainly helps over the Blu-ray, where there is a little bit of a washed out color in some scenes, in my opinion. But overall, is the HDR going to blow you away like it does with some other movies? No, it's very natural, a lot of just natural skin tones. I talked about in past videos how sometimes on the Blu-ray you get a very yellow orange skin tone, and then the HDR kind of calms that down. I think both the Blu-ray and the 4K have very nice calmed down skin tones and a very natural color palette. So overall, the HDR is going to give you those better black levels, but don't expect to be blown away by bright colors or anything like that. The real upgrade here is that 4K resolution and the true 4K DI. That's what the selling point is for me. And the resolution, the details are incredible. Now for audio, we do have a Dolby Atmos track on this, which is also great. We always love Dolby Atmos tracks. And, you know, in this case, is it super powerful? No. There's a couple scenes toward the end where it does start to kick up. You know, scenes that I personally was very much looking forward to since I had read the book. And this was a pretty faithful adaptation of the book, minus a few things towards the end. But the stuff that changed from the book in this movie, I actually think I prefer. I think it's a really cool addition because I love The Shining, the movie, more than I liked The Shining, the book. And so the Dr. Sleep book was great, but it takes more elements from the movie. And so that adds in a little more action and some cool effects towards the end, you know, when they return to the Overlook Hotel, which they don't really explore in the book nearly as much. The soundtrack is really cool, the excellent score. There's a lot of great kind of ambient noise. You're definitely getting a full usage of surround. Left and rights are powering. The bass is very heavy, which is always nice to see in a horror movie. Horror movies tend to have a heavier bass because it kind of makes you it makes your heart jump. You know, if you have a big bass hit, they use that to their advantage, and they used it very well here. So great bass frequencies, low frequencies were awesome. But overall, you know, is the Atmos track going to blow you away? No, but it's a very clear track. Dialogue is excellent, and there are no real glaring issues. So, you know, I would say it's a fairly average Atmos track, which is better than most other tracks. Now for packaging and special features, I've just got the standard 4K here with the slipcover. One cool thing to note, it has a Rotten Tomatoes sticker on it, which is clear, and you can peel it off. Now, other studios, take note, that's how you do Rotten Tomatoes. You really want Rotten Tomatoes on here, make it a clear sticker that doesn't take up half the case, and make it so you can peel it off. It's a pain point for so many people. They hate that stupid sticker. But I've got the 4K slipcover. Same artwork on the inside. This does come with a digital copy, which does redeem in 4K. And then we've got the 4K and the Blu-ray disc. No artwork on either of those, just standard discs. One interesting thing, and I can't remember Warner Brothers doing this before, but on the very bottom of the case in fine print, it says, theatrical version on 4K disc and through the digital movie code, director's cut on Blu-ray disc and digital movie code. I don't remember that disclaimer ever being anywhere in real small lettering at the bottom. Just kind of odd, but that does lead me into the next point, which is that this comes with the director's cut, but only on Blu-ray. So you're not getting a 4K director's cut. I didn't get a chance to watch the director's cut yet. I've heard some good things about it. I probably will check it out at some point, but I wanted to watch the 4K disc, obviously, for review, and there is no director's cut on 4K, so I skipped that for now. But you will get theatrical on 4K and a 4K digital code, and the director's cut is on HD, just 1080p on the digital code, and on the 1080p Blu-ray. No director's cut on 4K if you were interested in that at all. Special features, there are some really cool things. There's a behind the scenes with Stephen King and Mike Flanagan, who worked together on this script and kind of developing from book to screen. Stephen King is well known for being critical of Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. Didn't love it at the time. I'm not sure if his thoughts have changed, but he was very involved with Dr. Sleep and the script on that. And so, you know, I've heard different things from him, but I think he liked the way that this took the story and kind of meshed with both the movie and the book, so that if you're just a movie fan, you saw The Shining, this works with Dr. Sleep. And if you're a book fan, there's still plenty of elements from Dr. Sleep, the book, as I saw, that are very truthful to what happens in the book, but then with some really added stuff that's super cool that ties back into The Shining movie. So I thought that was really nice. There's also the making of Dr. Sleep, which is a quick behind the scenes, and then Return to the Overlook, which is a really cool behind the scenes on how they kind of recreated Stanley Kubrick's stage sets and scenery, and how they basically had to do that from scratch and just, you know, be as authentic as they could. And if you look at some side-to-side comparisons, they did a killer job on that. So that special feature is super cool if you're interested and you love The Shining and Dr. Sleep. That's a really cool behind the scenes. So overall, yes, I would say that this is worth a 4K purchase because of that true 4K digital intermediate and the really clear, sharp resolution you're getting, as well as the Atmos track, although that does come on the Blu-ray as well. The Blu-ray is very solid. Again, I don't want to put down Blu-ray. A lot of people are still buying Blu-rays, and that's great. This movie is going to look great on Blu-ray, but if you want to spend the extra few bucks, this 4K disc definitely gives you the best experience. You're not missing out on anything else. You're still getting the director's cut on the Blu-ray disc, which is included, but you're getting full advantage of that awesome high resolution they shot the movie at. And that's what's really important in this case, the 4K resolution and the cleanliness and the sharp lines and detail are just out of control, and that's what I was really impressed with. So if you have the capabilities and you can spend a few extra dollars, yeah, I'd go for the 4K for sure. And if you're able to pair this up with the Shining 4K and maybe even watch those back to back, that would be a really cool 4K movie night, because those are both excellent transfers. Warner Brothers just knocked it out of the park on both of these. So thanks for watching, guys. That's it for this video. I will leave a link to Dr. Sleep 4K down in the description. If you do purchase through that link, you know it helps support my channel. Also, make sure to follow me on Instagram. Say hello over there. I've seen lots of new subscribers. Meet me up over there and say hi, so that's super cool. Always love connecting with people. And also check out all the other links to my merchandise store. Buy some shirts and check out the Amazon links, different things for my home theater, which you can buy and get the same shelving or seating or speakers, receivers that I use. If you think I have good stuff, if you buy it through my Amazon links, it supports this channel, and I really appreciate that. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hopefully you'll check out Dr. Sleep on 4K. I think it's highly worth it, definitely worth the purchase. And overall, even though it was a box office failure, I would say, I think it's actually a really good movie, and it was just underrated and kind of came out at a weird time after Halloween and just missed the rush and missed the horror rush that it could have hit. And so I think it's well worth watching. It's a great 4K disc. Props to Warner Brothers on another good one. I'll talk to you guys soon. More content on the way. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back very soon with more content.